Yeah. Me and the daughter are going for our morning walk. Got some things to say. Come with us. I had a really weird day yesterday. I felt like the energy was like really weird, and then I just feel like I didn't want to do anything, and then I just felt really lazy, and so I went to bed really early. And I'm not even gonna be hard on myself for that, because I'm tired of being hard on myself for everything, you know. I think that's the Korean in me. I think it's the woman in me. I think it's the Virgo in me. Whatever it is, I'm just always hard on myself, and I'm over it. I just want to honor myself constantly, you know. You feel lazy today, so don't do anything. You feel tired today, so go to sleep. It's like we make everything such a big deal. Everything's so stressful. I've lived my whole life like that, and I'm just tired, you know what I mean? And like, it's such a beautiful day today. Can you stay over here? Like, the sun is shining in my face, and you know, last night I had all these nightmares. Oh my God. All of like my fears, like all of my fears were just coming into my nightmare, and I woke up and I was carrying all of it, you know, like my dreams are very intense, and I woke up feeling like my ego was just screaming all of these like really mean things and really telling me like, be in the fear. You should be scared. You should fear this, you should fear that, you should fear this, you should fear that. And as I was laying in my bed and I had all of these emotions in my body, right? I had all these feelings in my body. The fear of what are you doing with your life? The fear of what are you going to do with your life? The fear of what if your money runs out? The fear of what if you never get another job? The fear of you're always going to be alone. All of these things, right? I am just at this place in my life where I'm not going to let my ego win anymore, because it's won so many times, and I'm just not in a place anymore where I'm going to allow that to happen. And so when I was laying in my bed, I knew that I had two choices in front of me. The first choice was, are you going to let all of these fears that are coming to you right now, that are right at your front door, are you going to let them take over, or are you going to say no? And I literally said, no. Today's a new day. Today's a great day. The sun's coming out. I get to see my family this week. I get to spend time with friends. I get to be with my dog. And today I'm going to take it and run with it. And I'm not going to let any of the garbage into my day. And then I just felt better. And that's really what it is, right? It's really about observing, recognizing, and then changing the story. So I was really proud of myself. And so now, like, the sun is beaming on me. I'm listening to the water right now, and it's just really beautiful. And this is why I moved here, is for peace, is for a sense of living. Because I felt like I wasn't living in Brooklyn. I feel like I was in some kind of rat mill or rat race. And I was like, I can't do this. And so even though I knew that just because you change locations doesn't mean that you're not going to have hardships or trials or tribulations, or things aren't going to come up within you. Of course they are. But now it's about, well, how are you going to handle it? And I feel like because my space here is so much more peaceful and I'm around nature, that I can really take that time to be like, okay, let's assess you and let's break it down. Just made a friend. This is what I love about where I live now. I just like make friends so easily. It's so beautiful. Because in New York, I never made friends. That's not true. I made friends, but everybody there is just so bleh. That's not true. A lot of them are great. Okay, I just cracked myself up. Anyways, I truly feel like I'm in this place in my life right now where this physical move and where I'm heading in my life is really showing me this just a whole new world. And I'm here to experience a whole new world. Okay? Okay, y'all, I'm back in the apartment. I'm also acting like this is like super hot, and it's not. I need to get a milk froth steamer. And when I say milk, I don't mean dairy milk, okay? I mean nut milk, because dairy milk is disgusting and it's a scam. Don't even get me started on that. Anyways, I really wanted to continue the video on ego and intuition because I think it's a really important video to make, and also just be really transparent with all of you. You know, I know that my intention with this YouTube channel and my intention with this with me making these videos, it's been really interesting for me because, first of all, my intuition told me to start my YouTube channel again, because I think that I'm in this place now where I am realizing more and more why I'm here on earth and what I'm here to do. And I know that I'm very much here to spread light and just to spread love as much as possible. And my ego keeps telling me to quit the YouTube thing because of the amount of engagement I get, or like the views and everything like that. But my soul and my intuition keeps telling me to keep going, because I'm not here to relish in popularity. I'm not here to be like, oh my God, my video got this and my video got that. While those are all amazing, I have to realize what I'm really here to do. And if any of my messages bring someone light and peace, then my job is done. And so that's why I keep continuing, and that's why I keep pushing myself, because the ego loves to just bring you down. The ego loves to just tell you things like you can't do it, or it's not going to happen, or it's not possible, because the ego has been driving the car for very long. I like to always think of my ego as a very old version of me, right? An old version of me that was very asleep, that didn't understand anything about worthiness, that didn't understand energy, that didn't understand who I really am. And for those of you out there, I am very much on a spiritual path, and I hate when people like look at me and be like, okay, what does that mean? Because for me, my faith is so important to me. My faith is not because somebody told me to believe it. My faith is not because a book told me, or a person or a group of people forced me to believe in something. My faith to me is very, very individual and very personal, because I experience the divine on my own without anything else. And so the spiritual path for me individually is very deep, and it's something that I hold very sacredly to my heart. And I know now that my soul, which I really truly believe like is my intuition, is always like my soul speaking to me, is saying, now remember your real self. And my real self always tells me the thing that brightens me up, which is to keep going with my YouTube channel, to trust myself. And that's a really difficult thing for people to even know the difference between your intuition and your ego. The ego will always try to bring you down. The ego will always try to tell you all the narratives and the stories that it's told you your whole life. And then your intuition and your soul will always tell you the truth, right? Which is that you are worthy, which is that you are deserving, which is that you should go for it, which is that trust in what your body and your heart is really telling you at all times. And so even as simply as something as this YouTube channel, you know, it's like, do I want to believe my ego and just give up, right? Or do I want to truly trust my soul and my intuition, which is that I'm here to spread light, and I'm going to do that in all the ways that I can. For me, I choose the intuition. For me, I choose the soul, because when the soul speaks to me, I feel alive. I feel like I'm grooving, like I'm flowing. When the ego talks to me, I feel like shit. Literally like shit. But it's all necessary, right? Because without my ego, I wouldn't even know that I had a soul that was speaking to me. You get what I'm saying? So that's why the light and dark is so important, to appreciate both. I've lived my entire life in fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of not being good enough, fear of not being chosen, fear of not being picked, fear that I'll never make it, whatever making it means. And the more conscious I become, the more awake I become, I realize more and more that everything else is an illusion, that my ego has been feeding into an illusion that has become my identity, that has become my reality, that has become my world. And now I know now more and more the difference between my ego and my intuition. I made this TikTok video, and basically I was walking with my best friend, and my best friend Sylvia, she's on this healing journey with me. And the other day I was talking to her, and I was like, dude, sometimes I don't know if it's my ego or it's my intuition. And she's like, well, what does your intuition say? And I always say, like, well, my intuition is telling me the thing that's lighting me up, right? The thing that makes me want to be better, the thing that it keeps me pushing harder and faster, right? But then my ego tells me that that's all fake, and that I'm not really succeeding, and that I'm a loser, and I'm all these things. And she goes to me, well, why don't you listen to your intuition? I go, well, I don't know if that's really my intuition, because I hear myself saying like the opposite of my intuition. And that's when it really hit me, that I've literally conditioned myself to believe that the negative voice, the voice that doubts my intuition, is my real voice, when in reality my real voice is my intuitive voice, is the thing that's guiding me always, right? But then I think that the one that doubts that is the real me, when in reality I've only programmed myself to believe that the negative voice is my real voice. Because how could the real me be positive when in reality the real you is full of positivity, it's full of love. It's always coming from love, and your ego is never coming from love. And that's when I realized the real voice is the intuitive thought. The fake voice is my ego. And that realization, obviously, I know so much about ego and intuition, but that realization hit me because I'm always doubting myself. And I realized the doubter is the ego. The intuitive thought is you. Do you get what I'm saying here? So I encourage you to keep practicing deciphering what is real and what is not. What is the illusionary you and what is the real you? Because the real you will always want to lift you up. The real you is always pushing you forward. The real you wants the best for you. The egoic voice wants you to break down. The egoic voice wants you to give up. The egoic voice wants to tell you that you ain't shit. But let me remind you of something. You are all that and more. You are all that and more. And the more you start to understand that the only reason you feel broken inside is because this world never gave you a chance to really discover who you really are. So it bullied you. It told you that you're not deserving. It told you that you're fat. It told you that you're ugly. The traumas within you, all the things that ever happened to you, took you away from your whole perfect self. And now your job is to understand you were never broken. You're just taking back all of the aspects of you that you've given out. Trust yourself. You know more than you think. Another quick story, because the divine is always showing me magic. The universe is always showing me how to grow, how to trust. On my way with my friend Sylvia, we were getting Japanese food, and she kept telling me, Ellie, just trust yourself. You know so much more than you think. She kept saying that to me over and over and over again, right? And I was like, I know, I have to trust myself, like da-da-da-da-da, right? As we went to go get Japanese food, we come home and I break open my first fortune cookie, and no joke, this is what comes out. I keep it in the back of my phone, but this is literally what it said. Can you read it? Trust yourself. You know more than you think. And she and I both started freaking out, right? We're like, oh my God, this is crazy. And I posted this video on TikTok about this, and one of the comments really spoke to me. And one of the commenters wrote, to live in a world where this isn't a surprise, to live in a world to understand truly that you are always co-creating with the universe, that nothing should be a surprise because the universe is always working with you. And we have conditioned ourselves to believe that it's not. And I'm here to tell you that the universe is always working with you. In examples like that, it's always listening. It's always trying to get you back on the road that is best for you, that is meant for your highest good. But we keep reeling and steering and going this way and that way because we don't trust ourselves. Trust yourself. You know what you're doing. I hope that you guys enjoyed my video on the ego and intuition. Please subscribe. Okay? Comment. Let me know what you guys think about the ego and intuition, and when your intuition is speaking to you, when your ego is speaking to you. Let me know in the comment section below. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at LEYJ and you can listen to my podcast, Just Woke Up, about spiritual awakenings and the self-love healing journey. I love you guys so much. Be kind to yourselves, and I'll catch you on the flip side.